Hi and welcome to Simply Excel. My name is Pooja Sharma and today we are going to conduct a lesson from M. Lakshmikant, Preamble of the Constitution. It is a very important chapter in UPSC perspective and the glances is we are going to complete this chapter within 10 minutes or in 10 minutes. Also I want to keep you informed that this would be a playlist of M. Lakshmikant lessons and it is a kind of audio book. So without wasting any time, let's begin to the topic. Before that, I want to give a big thanks to Bandicamp. It is a very good application for interaction. So let's begin to the topic. It is chapter number 5, Preamble of the Constitution. The American Constitution was the first to begin with a preamble. Many countries, including India, followed this practice. The term preamble referred to the introduction or preface of the Constitution. It contained the summary or essence of the Constitution. Mr. N. A. Palkiwala, an eminent jurist and constitutional expert, called the preamble as the identity card of the Constitution. The preamble of the Indian Constitution is based on the Objective Resolution draft and moved by Pandit Nehru and adopted by the Constituent Assembly. It is amended by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976, which added three new words, which is socialist, secular, and integrity. The text of the preamble is We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved by constitute India in a sovereign, socialist, secular democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of the status of opportunity, and to promote among them all. Fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. So, the ingredient of the preamble or its component are four. There are four ingredient or component of the preamble. So first one is source of authority of the Constitution. The preamble states that the Constitution derives its authority from the people of India. Nature of Indian state. It declared India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republican polity. Objective of the Constitution. It specifies justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity as the objective. Date of adoption of the Constitution. It stipulates November 26, 1949 as the date. There are certain keywords of the preamble, not only to recollect it but also to understand it. There are certain keywords, those are sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Those are explained as follows. We are going to touch every point. So let's begin. It is sovereign. The word sovereign implies that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any other nation, but an independent state. There is no authority above it, and it is free to conduct its own affairs, both internal and external. Though in 1949, India declared the continuation of her full membership of the Commonwealth of Nations and accept the British Crown as the head of the Commonwealth, this extra constitutional declaration does not affect India's sovereignty in any manner. Further, India's membership of the United Nations organization also in no way constitute a limitation on her sovereignty. Being a sovereign state, India can either acquire a foreign territory or cede a part of its territory in favor of foreign state. Second point is socialist. Even before the term was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the Constitution had a socialist content in the form of certain directive principle of the state policy. In other words, what was hereditary implicit in the Constitution has now been made explicit. Moreover, the Congress Party itself adopted a resolution to establish a socialist pattern of society. It is Awadi session. as early as in 1955 and took measure accordingly. Notably, the Indian brand of socialism is a democratic socialism and not a communist socialism, also known as the state socialism, which involves the nationalization of all means of production and distribution and the abolition of private properties. Democratic socialism, on the other hand, hold faith in a mixed economy where both public and private sector coexist side by side. As the Supreme Court says, democratic socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease, and inequality of opportunity. Indian socialism is a blend of Marxism and Gandhism, so leaning heavily toward Gandhian socialism. The new policy, the new economy policy in 1991 of liberalization, privatization, and globalization has, however, diluted the socialist credentials of the Indian state. The third point is secular. The term secular too was added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. However, the Supreme Court said in 1974, although the word secular state were not expressly mentioned in the Constitution, there was be no doubt that Constitution maker wanted to establish such a state, and accordingly Article 27 and 28 guaranteeing the fundamental right of freedom of religion has been included in the Constitution. The Indian Constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism, that is, all religion in our country, irrespective of their strength, have the same status and support from the state. Fourth point is democratic. As we all know, we are a democratic country. A democratic polity, as stipulated in the preamble, is based on the doctrine of popular sovereignty, that is, possession of supreme power by the people. Democracy is two type. Democracy is of two type. First is direct and the other one is indirect. In direct democracy, exercise the people exercise their supreme power directly, as in the case in Switzerland. There are four devices of direct democracy, namely referendum, initiative, recall, and plebiscite. In indirect democracy, on the other hand, the representative elected by the people exercise the supreme power and thus carry on the government and make the laws. This type of democracy, also known as the representative democracy, is of two type again, which is parliamentary and presidential. In Indian Constitution provides for representative parliamentary democracy, under which the executive is responsible to the legislature for all its policy and action. Universal adopt franchises, periodic elections, rule of laws, independence of judiciary, and absence of discrimination on certain ground are the misspectation of the democratic chapter character of the Indian polity. The term democratic is used in preamble in the broad sense, embracing not only political democracy but also social and economic democracy. This discrimination was stressed by Dr. Ambedkar in his concluding speech in the Constitution Assembly on 25th November 1949 in the following way. So he said, political democracy cannot last unless there lies at the base of it social democracy. What does social democracy means? It means a way of life which recognizes liberty, equality, and fraternity. The principle of liberty, equality, and fraternity are not to be treated as separate items in a trinity. They form a union of trinity in the sense that to diverse one from the other is to defeat the very purpose of democracy. Liberty cannot be divorced from equality, equality cannot be divorced from liberty, nor can liberty or equality be divorced from fraternity. Without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of the few over the many. Equality without liberty would kill individual initiative. In the same